Hello everyone and welcome to class 2 of the 100 level course. This is the week of February 2nd to February 5th. I'm here in my basement. It is Tuesday morning. I've been trying to make this video. I think this is attempt number 5, so I'm hoping this is the magical one and that we get through it. My dog is in back of me, quite comfortable lying on the floor. That's basically where he likes to spend most of his day, so he shouldn't be a problem back there. It's snowing quite a lot this morning. Very nice. I had a little bit of some time in the woods this morning, and so feeling very relaxed and ready to go. So let us begin. Today, very quickly, we're going to go through the Odyssey and Avenues. I've put up a lot of material about it, and I want to make sure that all of you are following the good road of getting signed up for all the things you need to get signed up for and all of that other good stuff. There is a small group meeting bonus evaluation starting next week, and I'm going to go over that with you, make sure you know how to sign up for that and what it will consist of as well. Very quickly, the corrections of the work from last week, the listening, the reading, and the grammar that was covered last week. Going into new grammar this week, the simple present, there'll be a short video and some online activities to complete. There is a portfolio activity, the first of 4. It shouldn't say a 1%, it should say a 0.5%, so it's not quite as much, but it's not hard to do, and there you go. And online activities, grammar, listening, and reading activities that you want to have completed, some for the end of class and some for homework. The portfolio activity must be completed by the end of class. We'll get to that in a little bit, but let's start with point number 1. Odyssey. You need to make sure that you're signed up for meetings as soon as possible. They start to fill up. It's as simple as that. The longer you wait, the less space there is for your, to match with your availability. So if you can't find anybody to go with you, go by yourself. Don't use that as an excuse. None of my friends wanted to go. This is your grade. This is 5%. So you need to make sure that you take responsibility for all of this stuff. Now, if you've watched my video and Hunter's video, you should have an idea of what Odyssey is by now. If you still don't have any clue, just get in there, sign up for a couple of meetings, and go to the first one, and you will understand, I think, at that point. Just making sure you go through the guidelines quickly, and that you really pay attention to this one when you're signing up. You can only go 1 time per week. Hunter makes activities for a week over a week. You can't go more than once because it will be the same activity. Don't be late, and don't just not show up. Okay, there we go. That's all I'm going to say on that. After that, we have avenues. You should, by the time it comes around to class, you should have purchased the book, you should have registered the book, and you should have joined the group. That you should have all done by the time you get into the class. From there, once you start to do the activities, it's going to be very clear to do. This is the first couple of classes getting through this stuff. But once it's all done, the avenues, the Odyssey, all that, it becomes like a machine that it will be very, very simple to follow at that point. So get that done. We're working with stuff today from the book. If you don't have the book, you can't do it, and you're losing points. So get on that. Small group discussion. This is the first of 2. They are happening over class 3 and 4. If you look at your course schedule, you see right here, small group meetings, half the class, small group meetings, half the class. These are 1% bonus grades. There needs to be at least 2 people in your group. If there isn't, I'll change your time because you can't have a discussion by yourself. If you do, it's a little bit weird. So we need to have 2 people in each of the time blocks that are available. You want to be on Teams at the time of your meeting. If you signed up for, let's say, 3 o'clock, get on Teams, wait in the waiting room at a little bit before 3 o'clock so you're ready to go, and I'll bring you in when it's the time for your meeting. You need to have your camera open for the meeting. No discussion. You need to have your camera open. We're going to have a discussion inspired by some of the videos and texts, and read the document on Leia to make sure you understand. That is this document right here. Small group discussion number 1. 1% bonus grade. 0.5, be there and be there. Don't just show up and not do anything at all. And then 0.5 is the quality of your discussion, that you're trying to participate in the group. Doesn't matter if you make mistakes, you are trying to participate. It's about, I've got 10 to 15 minutes per team. It depends how much your group is talking. I mean, some people will be finished before 10 minutes is done. Some people I'll have to say, we have to stop this. It depends on the energy of the group, but it's good practice for when the real evaluations begin in class 6. So we're going to discuss some of the topics that you see listed below. They're all things that we have covered or we're going to be covering in class. Portfolio 1, Part 2, habits. Discuss your own habits, good and bad. Right? What kind of habits do you have that you think are great habits, and which ones would you like to change? You want to use the simple present when you're discussing these habits. Now, you haven't done Portfolio 1, you're doing it this class though, so you'll have some things to talk about with that. And are there any habits you would like to change? They're just kind of interfering with your life. You drink way too much Diet Coke or something like that. Writing activity, the reflection on the special needs brewery, very hard word to say, brasserie in French, video. Now the topic to discuss for this one is an ism that is very problematic in our society. Racism, sexism, ageism. We see ageism a lot with the pandemic. So discuss 1 or 2 of them, and what has to happen for this ism to be eliminated or at least reduced from society. It's a big topic, yeah. And the third is based on a video you'll be working on today called Home, 2 Points of View. And the topic of discussion is, how is your view of home being changed during the pandemic? Is it, I mean, you don't have to discuss that if you're not comfortable to discuss it. You focus in on the other ones. You don't have time, I don't think, to do all of these things. That's 6 different topics with 3 people, 10 minutes. You're going to have to pick the ones that interest you in here. So if there's one that you're not comfortable with or you have nothing to say about it, well, don't choose that one. It's not complicated. You have lots of choice here. You need to sign up the same way that you sign up for the Odyssey visits. You are using, sorry, it's down here. You are using the application, the same app. Sign up, right? Because it's free, you get these crappy ads here. There we go. So you see that there are different time blocks. These are for one particular group here, of course. These are not for you necessarily. And there is space for 3 people. They are starting at a certain time. You can see I have a 15-minute block for each of the groups. And you need to choose a time. I am not going to push you to take a time. This is a bonus grade. You decide if you want to do this. But at the end of class, I take a screenshot and I close this down. So if you have not signed up by the end of class 2, you are not doing this bonus activity. It's as simple as that. Okay? That covers that. Small group discussion. Corrections, very straightforward. There are 3 documents here: credit card trap answer sheet, exercise and health myth answer sheet, and nouns and quantifiers answer sheet. They are open for you. Correct them. I'm not going to check this. You are all big boys and girls, and I'm just going to trust you on this at this point in time. Simple present, there will be a video. It's not posted up yet, but there will be a video on the simple present for you to watch, and then activities that you are going to find on Avenues Online Grammar. You can see that for your book you have grammar and skills, and you have eText and eLab. Holy crap, that's a whole lot of things, but you are mostly going to be working with this and this, the My eLab stuff. So this is where you want to go. Now you see that there are some activities opened up to you already, nouns and determiners. The stuff for this week is in the simple present. You can see all the activities will be opened up. Some of them are for homework, most of them are for homework, and some of them are for in class. You need to get those done. Make sure that the 2 that you need to have finished by the end of class, those are your focus. Okay, so that's in the grammar again. My eLab. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You want to do this before you get to the portfolio activity. The portfolio activity is found on Travaux, just like from last week. Oopsie. Okay, there it is right there. Portfolio activity 1. Now this is going to be handed back by the end of class, so be careful to fit within the time that you get it done before the end of class. There are 2 parts to this. The first is how to write a proper meal. This is a really important skill to learn, how to write these kind of formal MEO messages, these very short messages. It could be an email as well. How to do them in English. You can keep this and use it for next semester, and if you're in a particular program that has another English course, well, you can use that as well. Once you have what is called the template, you can just copy paste every time from there. Now there are certain sections to it that you need to pay attention to. The first is the greeting. My name is Mr. James. It is not Mrs. James. There have been a number of you that have written like this. This is for a woman. I would appreciate that you don't do that. And people have also said that. That is my last name, not my first name. It's happened to me many times in my life, but still, learn my name, please. There's a little opening. I hope your day is going well as an example of what you can say. Then the point of the meal. I cannot be in the class today. I'm not feeling well is a good example. There are many other things you might be writing about, things you don't understand, or all kinds of different reasons. Propose a solution. Always nice to be mature and say, is it possible? Is there a possibility to do this or that? You give to me a solution. That's a mature thing to do. That's an adult thing to do. And then a conclusion, just to thank you for your understanding, or, have a great weekend or something like that. Whatever. You want to have a conclusion. So, follow this structure: greeting, opening, main message, propose a solution, and conclusion. You have 3 potential topics. You are going to be late or you're going to be absent for class. You require information about an assignment, or you are having difficulties in the course. Choose one of them and write a short MEO message of plus or minus 50 words. Follow the structure. Don't copy the structure. Be original. I will not give you any bonus points if you just copy the stuff that is up here. You need to use your own imagination, just like Barney the dinosaur. Part 2, health habits. You saw a little reference to this earlier with the topic, the small group discussion topic. So, you have 2 different parts to this. You write 1 sentence for each of the topics, these 4 topics down here: exercise, eating, relaxation, and sleep, that explains your daily routine for each. Please be original. Don't say, I like to exercise. No, be original in your sentences, please. At least 1 sentence must be in the negative form. Of course, you're writing in the simple present because it's talking about your own routines. And underline each present tense verb. Here's an exercise example. I stretch for 30 minutes every morning. Here is a negative example of eating. I don't like to do anything until I have my morning coffee. That could also be for relaxation, I suppose. I'm not sure. So you want 4 original sentences, 1 in the negative. Underline the verbs. These first 4, they are all about you. Now you write 4 more sentences about somebody or something else. That's why, you know, again, a dog is like a person, but you know, you have to consider the dog a thing. That's why I say a thing. So your child, boyfriend, sister, grandmother, dad, whoever you want it to be, your friend, that's fine. Whatever it is you choose, I'm fine with that. You can use different people for each sentence. So you write in the simple present, making sure to add the correct endings to the verbs, because if you remember from your exercises, you add S to the verb when you write in the simple present third person, S or ES. At least 1 of the sentences must be in the negative form, and you underline each present tense verb. So, the example of exercise, or relaxation, I suppose. My dog sleeps most of the day. He's right back there on the floor. A negative example of eating, my spouse doesn't like, now pay attention to this form here. The do verb is in the third person, no S on the verb, right? You did a little bit of that in your exercises. Pay attention to this. My spouse doesn't like to eat fried foods, which is probably good for me because I like fried foods, and it sort of keeps it that I don't eat them as much as I would if I was with somebody who loved fried foods as well. So there you go. You need to repost this by the end of class. It has to be handed in before the class finishes. And then finally, online work. Complete as many of the activities as possible before the end of class. You decide which ones you want to do in what order. We're back onto this here. You have grammar stuff that we already looked at, and then you have skills stuff in My eLab. There is stuff in Unit 2, Chapter 2. This is not the right group, but anyway. Let me get over to the Tuesday group, and you'll get a better idea. There you go. So you can see some is to be handed in for homework the following week, and some is for the end of class. There's a mix of both. The smaller activities are more to get finished by the end of class. The longer ones are for homework. You also have one that is in Chapter 1. Home, 2 points of view. This one is for homework as well. All of these will be posted up in a Mio, making sure you understand which ones are to be completed by which time. All right, so that is it for homework. Complete all the online activities before the deadlines, and an Odyssey visit if possible. I'm going to be online, of course. I will be on Teams, and if you have any questions or concerns, I'm available for them. Try to be patient. Sometimes I have to walk away from the computer just to clear my head a bit, or I'm visiting with somebody else, so please try to be patient on that. This is the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to cut it off. I hope your class goes well. Again, any questions, any concerns, don't be shy to contact me. Ciao, bye.